Wally, when was the first time you met Jackie Robinson?
When we were at the dinner, which would be similar to the ESPY thing you have now. That was the
Sport Magazine.
Sport Magazine dinner in New York in 1948.
That was quite a thrill because you met some people that probably you looked up to.
Yeah, no question about it. Yeah, it was not only that, but see, I happened to know the kid who was my best friend that kept Jackie from coming up to baseball for a whole year.
And that was a football player at Penn State?
Yeah, Joe Tepsick. Yeah, he was my best buddy.
And he went straight to the majors?
Went straight to the majors on a no-cut contract.
And then you kept up your relationship with Jackie. Talk a little bit about that, your Scheid Park experiences.
Okay, back then, the baseball, all teams, you had a lot of time because the actual team, the announcing of the teams and things was done over a shorter period of time. In other words, travel was included in there, and a team would come to a city, and the players would have travel time. And so that's when I got to meet Jackie, and my mother got to be a favorite of his because he liked her rolls. See, I got him some homemade rolls and some collard greens, and so he said he knew where he was going to eat every time he came to Philly.
That's special. That's a special antidote to history in
and he was a nice guy, a real nice guy. Everybody took to him, and particularly my mother, and she said, let me know, because they had time. See, baseball games back then were played within about a 2-hour span, and a 9-inning game. And so the players had time before and time after to visit before they had to go to sleep for the next game. So that gave them some free time.
Well, and go into quickly about those monster competitive pinochle games.
Oh, they weren't so monster. If you had a horrible night, you could lose 50 cents. You see, if you had a great night, you could win $1 maybe. See, it was a case of if you're familiar with pinochle, the whole game is to keep from going back, or to much like whist. The game called whist. And Jackie's thing was that he was always so overconfident he would outbid himself. See, I could always sneak in that last bid, and he would try to beat and probably lose. So that means he had to pay everybody 2 cents.
He was competitive though.
Oh yeah, he was competitive at nature. That's what I meant. He would go a little one series too high, and probably he'd miss it. And when he missed it, you have to pay back. And that's when you have to pay everybody on the table 2 cents or 3 cents. And it was fun. But it gave time after the ball game before they had to check in and before they would go back to the hotel and go to sleep, for the next game. So we talked a lot of things, and as I said, he was a very civic-minded person, because he liked coming out to where I lived in suburban Philadelphia, and he was very conscious of that area. And then when Roy Campanella came to the Dodgers, see, I used to drop Roy's dad off on the way home from the ball game at Scheid Park. Scheid Park was a baseball park that had a dressing room that wasn't too much bigger than this, and you had the team in there. Then you had a little entranceway, and I got to know the doorman at the entranceway, and so whenever I would come up there, Joe Tepsick, who would see me at the door, said, "Come on in," and all of those other Southern ball players did not like that at all. They did not like the fact that Joe and I were friends. But Joe had a good hold on Branch Rickey, and consequently, no one objected or came right out. Plus, he was a war hero. He was a Guadalcanal survivor. And you probably don't know, the Guadalcanal was the war we fought in '41. So he would call me into the locker room, and we'd have a lot of chit chat and talk about the game. And that was my introduction to the Philadelphia Phillies
December
situation.
26th, the place to be, Ford Field in Detroit. It's Boxing Day in Ontario and Windsor in Canada, but the hot action will be at Ford Field for the Little Caesars Pizza Bowl with Western Kentucky and Central Michigan University. Ford Field.